outlets worldwide. I'm just going to get into things today. We're just going to get straight into it and give us all the time that we can with Donna and Peter. My guests here today are Donna and Peter from Corruption Whistleblower, and they're back with something fantastic and explosive to announce. Last we spoke, which was back on the 13th of May, not so long ago, they revealed their controversial 400-page affidavit arguing Australia became a sovereign nation in 1919 under the Treaty of Versailles, making the current government and banking structures unlawful under international law. That's pretty explosive all on its own. So welcome to Donna and Peter. Thank you so much for being back on the show and sharing whatever it is you're going to reveal today.
And thank you very much. And thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Helen.
You're
And
welcome.
we did want, and it is an exciting time. We've definitely discovered some new information that we have never heard before. And Peter and I will be unpacking the information about the Constitution. But just before the Constitution, the 1899 referendum that supposedly gave permission for the Constitution to be enacted. But that's only a part of the document that we're getting ready, which is an endorsement for Peter and Oars, which means and anyone who wants to sign on to endorse us to go to the International Criminal Court and present this information and have our current occupying regime addressed on an international stage. So I'll just share this document that we are
basically you're going to go to The Hague and put the facts that you've uncovered in the form of an affidavit to them and ask them to investigate.
Very much. And we are very much looking for elders, the Aborigines, people born on this land to have a look at this document. And then there will be another type of document that gives voice to the people from the international community that can see this error as well. And there'll be a supporting document for them to write on as well. So we're looking at the domestic people, the people who are born here, to have a look at this document, which is not quite ready yet, but we're well on our way, as you can see. We'll be launching a new website called UCSA, which is United Civilians of Sovereign Australia. So it's called ucsa.land. Okay. And that is being built as we speak. Yep. We're one of the first people, Helen, for us to explain this to. So I'll hand over to Peter and he can start running through the document.
Okay. And so just before we start, I just want to let people know, because I may have a question in relation to the evidence. So this document here we're running through is the endorsement document. It's got the bones of the argument in there, because obviously we can't expect people to read, the 400-page or 150-page affidavit with evidence, which is the facts to show that there's no law here valid in Australia. And then there will also be another maybe 150-page document, which will be the crimes they've committed against all the people. And then there'll be another book which will be the solutions. So this one here is a draft copy of the endorsement. However, it is not the final copy. We're just sort of doing a little bit of a pre-launch with you, Helen. But the document will be up on the webpage sometime in the next 10 to 14 days, maybe early, but we'll say 10 to 14 days, for people to go on there and read it. And if they believe in it, then they sign it, and then they become one of the annals. They become one of the filers into the International Criminal Court. Because as I said to you earlier, it's no point, just Donna and I filing this thing, because they're going to say, well, why aren't the other people filing in here? Why, it's just used to saying it, which is, I learned that from the...
Can I just say something there? I mean, this whole world is about energy and where you're giving focus to your energy. So you're putting your energy towards this. This is creating the new world right now, right? And you're asking for everyone's collective energy, people out there, instead of looking at the system and trying to fight the system and focus on all that sort of stuff. Please redirect your energy and support people like Peter and Donna, and that collective energy is absolutely going to make change.
Well, it's the difference between two people filing it or 500,000 people filing it. Now, if 500,000 people are on the and ors, the others that's short for, then the ICC and the ICJ will have pretty well no ability to knock it back because it's an overwhelming submission. And they will highly likely, and we're told that they will, if we get those sorts of numbers,
Pay attention.
give and not just pay attention, administer the orders that are in this document.
Okay.
So it is a very controversial document, sort of dangerous in a way for us, but it is what it is. When it's like Jody Lowe said, if not who, then who? If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? And the time is now.
Yes. Yes, agree. So you've got the affidavit that we talked about last time, but this is the endorsement that goes along with
Correct.
the affidavit. And I just want to put out there once again that you have the evidence to back this up.
Absolutely. We have the evidence that there's no evidence of the crimes, and we also have the evidence of the solutions. And the solutions are mind-boggling, really, in relation to the making this nation a full-blown, prosperous nation.
Mm-hmm.
And as we spoke earlier today, if we're just talking in diesel terms, and we can manufacture all our diesel here, we're consuming about 100 million litres of diesel a day. And like I said, if we just for discussions, we said that was $1 a litre. That means we're exporting $100 million every single day for our diesel, and that should be running our own circular economy and boost this nation. And absolutely, there's a massive job creation, and royalties can come back here instead of going offshore, and all those other things like the other countries, Norway and quite a number of the other ones that get paychecks every year.
The mining royalties.
Yeah.
For everyone who was born on the nation.
Well, and for everybody listening out there, Peter has personal experience. He's just not throwing up diesel and facts and figures. He personally knows about that industry and is influential and in making a change there. But what you're talking about is that we all know, and this is what we said earlier, in our generation, our government has sold all of our resources offshore, and you're talking about we need to start getting them back.
Well, just the royalties for the people at a minimum. Or like we discussed earlier, value adding the product. Why are we sending our raw materials, i.e. iron ore, overseas when we could be smelting it here, potentially using a large amount of solar or potentially free energy systems that are coming to the forefront? And why are we sending our real baseline raw products to then bring them back from China or other countries in the world who are processing it? It's a mental retard game. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it makes no sense at all for our country and the people of the country. Once it's in front of you, you have to pay attention and start asking some questions, don't you?
It only makes sense for the for-profit criminal cartel that we're currently occupied by. That's what it makes sense for, their profit and their unlawful deals. And we know we've got 100% Aborigines backing us in regards to that. We know that the Australian government is an occupying foreign, militant, horrendous regime that is pillaging our nation and our people on pretty much every level that you look at.
And it's abuse.
It is. It's definitely
on every level.
And they give us breadcrumbs, and withhold the smorgasbord that is rightfully ours. So, let's stop settling for breadcrumbs. We've got a civil pathway that we wanted to go forward with this document going into the International Court to get a ruling, and we'll go through what those rulings are.
Yep.
And because we want to prevent a civil upheaval here and everything being destroyed and don't want to have to do it that way.
Well, don't wait until the breadcrumbs are taken away, because at some point they're going to be, right? So people sit up and listen, because, we need to take some action here. And I know everybody out there is, they've got lots of opinions and lots of things to say, but we're asking you to put that into action, because it really becomes meaningful.
And everything that we've got here is fully evidence-based. It's not just us saying it. And we just don't think it.
Yep.
Everything that's in this document has got full prima facie evidence, historical evidence, and written in all different documents and Hansards and everything like that to absolutely prove beyond a shadow of a doubt what we're saying is true and correct.
Excellent.
So we can just run through it if you want.
So this is, as you can see here, this is a witness victim endorsement for the filing of the criminal complaint against the Australian government and their officialdom into the ICC and ICJ in 2026 by the United Civilians of Sovereign Australia of the unincorporated independent nation state. And I'm sure that all the listeners will agree, Australia is a crime scene in a national crisis. So here you can see, because I have to go over there and file it myself, it's not a matter of filing it, electronically, because that's not going to work. And many people have tried to file into these places and it falls on deaf ears. We're going to go over with a small number of people, and there's a large number of people going to be meeting us over there. So ours are all the people that are going to sign this form. So it's not just me saying it. Representing the United Civilians of Sovereign Australia of the unincorporated independent nation state. Now, we can't be citizens or subjects.
Yeah.
We are civilians. So it's versus the Australian government, federal and state, and their officialdom in their individual capacity in the criminal enterprise of a widespread attack on a civilian population.